Today I'm going to share a few of my thoughts related to issues in managing human resources. Human resources are the most important assets of an organization. Okay, they are resources that are very unique in nature. How so? They are the only resources in an organization that get utilized as well as utilize other resources in the organization for the purpose of meeting the mission and vision of the organization. They are dynamic in nature, they are volatile, they are unpredictable, they are at times inconsistent and therefore require to be managed appropriately for effective performance. Now, when you look at a resource, when you think about a resource, what exactly do you think a resource is? A resource is something that is utilized for the purpose, for some specific purpose. In an organizational context, a resource is something that is utilized for meeting the goals or the objectives or the purpose or the vision or the mission of the organization. So what about a human resource gets utilized? When you look at a human being, what about the human being gets utilized as a resource? So when we are looking at utilization of human beings as resources, what we are looking at is utilizing their knowledge, their skills, their abilities, their personal characteristics, their talent, their uniqueness, their experiences, the tacit knowledge that they carry with them. This is what we talk about when we are talking about utilization of human resource. Now, what makes managing a human resource difficult is the humanness of the resource. This is the only resource which thinks, which feels, which emotes, which has wants, which has needs, which has dreams and aspirations. No other resource in the organization has these attributes, and therefore it becomes even more difficult and even more challenging to manage human resource in an organization so that you effectively utilize the potential. Now, if you look at management, then the first step or the first challenge is planning for this for the resource. So we are going to look at what we need to look at is what are those skills, what are those abilities, what are those talents, what are those experiences that this organization needs to utilize for the future plans, for the strategy of the organization. So planning for the resource. Next is acquisition. So where do I get these resources from? Where is the market? Which market do I tap into? At what cost? At what risk? What is the reliability quotient? How do I know that they will come? How do I know that they will stay with me? If you look at today, why this is more of a challenge today is because the whole world has become a one market, including the labor market. So the challenge is to source out talent from across the world. It opens up a lot of opportunities and it brings its own risks. What are the risks? The risks are diversity of cultures, identifying the right talent, making them look attractive for them so that they come into the organization. Now, all these challenges have always existed. From time immemorial, we've had human beings perform in organizations. We've always had challenges around human beings. What is more important and what is more bigger today, the challenge today is not about planning and acquisition, but more to do with how do you retain and how do you make these people perform for your organization. If you look at the different value systems that exist in organizations today, we have people from Gen X generation, we have people from Gen Y generation, we have people from the baby boomers, veterans. It's a wide mix. Apart from the demographies that have increased of gender, of religion, of cults, of races, so on and so forth. Now, how do we manage the aspirations of this diverse population? How do we get them to give their best? How do we talk about productivity of these individuals? That is a challenge. So it's not about, today it's not about building long-term relationships. Gone are the days when, people stayed in one organization for their lifetime or stayed for significant length of time. Today, youngsters are not looking at a job. They are looking at a building block for their career. They're looking at a career as a set of building blocks. So they're looking at jobs as building blocks. They're not only interested in working, they are also interested in their non-work life. And they want to strike a balance between these two. The entire, the meaning of organizational commitment, the meaning of the word loyalty, these constructs have acquired new meanings now. So the challenge today, the issue today is to maximize your throughput in minimum time. It's about improving productivity and not building lasting relationships. It is about satisfying, motivating individuals, satisfying their needs, which are different today than what they were earlier. If you look at the number of options that youngsters have today, because the market has opened up, the globe is one market, the options are more, obviously. So they will walk out if they're not satisfied where they're working. So issues related to managing your workforce to get maximum out of them for the benefit of the organization. These are the issues today that are more critical than simply getting them into the workforce. So because these are the new kind of issues and challenges, obviously the supporting structure in terms of the kind of leadership styles that need to be evolving now, the kind of managerial styles that need to be evolving now are different. So we need to develop new leadership styles, assimilate them, implement them. That's what makes this whole job of dealing with human resources so challenging, at the same time so exciting. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. Thank you very much.